For my vocabulary instruction favorites video, I used a PowerPoint presentation so the information would be easy to follow along with and the visuals would be clear and easy to understand. So moving on to my first slide, for my vocabulary word wall cards, I chose the terms square, circle, and triangle. I used bright, engaging colors so the students would be interested in looking at the cards, as well as large font that would make the words easy to read and understand. So moving on to the Frayer model cards and the words I chose for these, I chose to use the words rectangle and pentagon. The definition for rectangle in my own words that I included was a four-sided shape with opposite sides that are always the same length apart. Facts and characteristics about rectangles include that all angles are matching, and each angle in a rectangle is 90 degrees. Some examples where you can find shapes of rectangles in real life include candy bars, doors, cell phones, blackboards, and envelopes, which should all be items that students would be familiar with. Some non-examples include donuts, stop signs, soccer balls, and kites. Moving on to the Frayer model card for the word pentagon, the definition in my own words is a shape with at least 3 straight sides and angles, usually 5 or more. Facts or characteristics about pentagons include that it has 5 straight sides, it has 5 angles, and its sides don't touch each other. Some examples where you can see pentagons in real life include school crossing signs, toy houses, and circus tents. And some non-examples of pentagons would include an exit sign, a box, and a computer or tablet screen. The reason I chose these words is because they're involved in a lesson plan I'm creating. It involves the use of circles, rectangles, triangles, squares, and pentagons. The lesson will allow students to create their own pizza with various colors of shapes as their toppings. This allows students to practice shape identification and color identification, as well as practice counting the shapes that they choose. I will introduce these words to students by pointing out different objects in the classroom that are shaped like circles, triangles, rectangles, squares, and pentagons. After taking the time to name the shapes of these objects, I would ask students to walk around the room and look at the various objects in the classroom and find one that was either a circle, triangle, rectangle, square, or pentagon. This would help students to identify shapes in their classroom environment and reinforce their knowledge of multiple shape names. So for the resources I used to create these cards, I used the link that you had included for the assignment, the mathematics vocabulary word wall cards. I used Microsoft Word text and clip art resources for the creation of the slideshow, and the PSSA mathematics glossary, just to make sure that I had the terms correct and they were included in the PSSA glossary to begin with. So that is the end of my video.